Now we're into the fun part of the conversation, and if you're new to Black Belt, here's how the coaching call works. Can I ask you 3 questions right now? I want you to type in your answers, and then the third question is about your question, so we'll come back to that in a sec. First question for you, with a capital W in the question box, please. What's been your biggest win in the last 2 weeks or so? Just kind of biggest win. Actually, you know what? I think that's this slide annoys me. Let's why limit it to what are your wins? Okay, there we go. Slide fixed. What are your wins in the last 2 weeks? What are you proud of? What progress have you made? Have you built a webinar? Maybe with me? Maybe you have. What have you done? AJ, you had a cracking 2 weeks. Awesome. Marty Amos just signed 5 clients from 5 this week and 4 new strategic alliances. Well done, brother. Super excited for you. And as you would say, chahoo, freaking awesome. What are your wins? Just take a minute right now and just type down your wins. James Cooper says, win, laser focused clarity on my hunting niche, and the 6-figure launchpad is the best program ever. Yeah, if you haven't checked it out, Adam and I have been laying down the modules for a brand new course. Today we finished off module 7, and the next week we do the final module, module 8. It's a replacement for the 28-day lead blitz, and it's freaking epic. So if you're not sure where to go, if you want help with your avatar or with your offer or with how to generate leads on Facebook, it's a great place to go. So if you just jump into the Black Belt members and type in Launchpad, you'll find it there. Epic course. And Coop, I'm glad you're loving it. Tell your friends. AJ, I'm going to read these out right now. While I do this, please, next question I got for you was this. With a capital P for project, what project are you working on right now? So just think about the next 30 days. What's the one thing that you want to get done? Yeah? Every month I have, like, when we do the project placemat, we map out 3 projects. Which project are you working on first? What's your one right now? So some wins. Quincy, take note of these. These are epic. AJ, biggest win, made more sales in 1 week than my best month ever. Closed 3 sales this week as well. Dude, I'd jump over and hug you, but I'm afraid you'd break me because you got such big biceps. Tom Nardone finished his bait piece. Good job, mate. That's awesome. Rocky finished building my first sales webinar and my Facebook campaign. Rocky, awesome, dude. Well done. Eric, game plan with Taki, which gave us some clarity and some direction. Yes, well done. Wayne, built a new webinar. Good job. Created a new video for drip campaign, a large client strategy call tomorrow. Epic work. Diana, win, major progress on my program launch. Conversion webinar, 99% ready, scheduled for August. Fantastic, Diana, good job. Free video series, 75% recorded. Fantastic. Dude, you've been moving. This is great to see. Started working with Carve, virtual assistant for lead magnet landing pages. Good job, dude. Fantastic work. Seriously, just epic. Thank you page video done as well, Tom. All right, so I'm going to look through these projects in a second. While I'm doing that, third question for you with a capital Q or Q. I have no idea which way the words are. Capital Q. What do you need most right now? Q for question. What do you need right now from me? Okay, make it as specific as you can so that we can jump in, deep dive, and get you what you need. Awesome. Wayne's working on his funnel for the webinar. Chris, signed 2 clients this week, 2 new clients into a new offer over the last 3 weeks. Chris, dude, I'm really stoked for you, mate. I remember, I don't know, a few short months ago getting emails from you in a really different situation. I'm just ridiculously impressed with how you've shifted. Good job, mate. That seriously should be stoked. I know that you're always chasing the next thing, but just take a moment right now and bask in your own awesomeness. I think you've done great. Jason, I had a referral partner agree to promote an exclusive webinar with me to their list. Jason, woohoo! And now we've got a webinar to do. That's awesome. Finishing my lead magnet. Webinar slides are almost done. Facebook to lead magnet to webinar, says Rocky. That's my project. End of August, program ready for launch. Implement Facebook attraction campaign. Diana, great. Colin, set up present like a pro funnel. Booked in the videographer. Love that. Don't you just reckon present like a pro is the coolest name? It's just so simple. So like it just says exactly what it is and it's hot. New webinar, new funnel for Crush It on camera. Dude, aren't you just the man? Clarity on offer for my webinar is what I need. Awesome. All right, cool. Cool. All right, so what we're going to do now is this. I'm going to jump questions, the questions we've got here, going to get to as many of them as we can, and let's do this. So I'm just going to flip over to my, whoops. The amount of times I almost click end webinar is terrifying. Please don't do that, hey. That is what we want. Beautiful. All right, so let me just get rid of Spotify because it's distracting me. Questions. James Cooper says, when people don't know you from anyone, like a cold market, how do you command authority? So really, we're talking about the strong start here. We're talking about two things. We're talking about, oops. Come on, pen, do your thing. Why now, which is about problem, urgency, priority. And we're talking about why me, which is about what do they know about you and why are you the solution. So here's the thing. If they've just met you, they're probably not going to have a great reply to why me. They may not know, other than, I saw your ad and it looked interesting. And that's okay. That's completely fine. Ideally, we've got something good. The one that I'm most interested in, honestly, is the why now piece. If I can get a really good why, sorry, if I can't get a really good why now, that's where I'm just going to put the brakes on and go, okay, so why are we talking? So let me give you some different languaging around this. My go-to, and most people get it, most people understand it, but some people don't. And if they don't, it's probably because I didn't ask very clearly. So I've got two questions for you. Why now and why me? Let's do why now first. What's going on in your world right now that means now is the time to talk about this? What's going on for you right now that means now's the time? Okay, that's one way to answer it. You might say, and Chris, this will answer your question as well, some different languaging around this. Yeah, I mean, it's really simple. What made you decide to book in the time with me today to work on how to grow your practice or how to be compelling on video, right? Why now? And there's lots of other things you could be doing. Why is the priority today? Okay, that's all we want to know. What's going on in your world right now that makes this a priority? So here's the thing. If you get a really great why now, two things happen. Number one, it's really good for the ego, right? And that's lovely. It's always nice to hear people say great things about you. But number two, it starts to plant, as AJ said, a seed in their mind that you could be the solution that they're looking for. Now, if you've just met, or it's a cold lead, or we haven't really talked yet, then what do? Well, really simple. We just go heavy on why now. About their problem, and they say, I've got an issue with this. If we go here, we're really talking about what's the problem? Why is it a priority? And what's the impact? That's what we're looking for in why now. If we get those three things laid out, okay, so I know we've only just met, and so you say, why now, why me? And they go, well, I just saw your ad. I'm like, awesome. So you don't know a whole lot about me yet, but you're here to solve a problem. What's the actual problem that's going on, right? They're going to go really deep into problem, its impact, and its priority, or you're going to guide them through that. What happens? By default, the moment they tell you about these three things, the problem, the impact, and how much of a priority is, what do they start to assume? We're having a conversation about that, so you must be the solution. So go heavy on why now if you don't have a strong why me. Coop, does that help? I'm just going to unmute you, check in.
Lucky.
Hey, my brother. Does that help?
That's great. That's epic. Thank you so much. Makes it really clear.
Yeah, just go heavy on that. Like, go with what you got, dude. Like, if you've got heaps of authority, then you do both. But if they're brand new or you're just getting started, the moment you can zoom in on their problem, then you become, the obvious answer.
Yeah, I mean, I assume with the funnel, if I do a four-part video series, or if
Oh,
I
dude, you have
even if I
plenty.
even if I do like a webinar that leads them to the triage call, like
Yes.
they've been with me that long that they'll probably already have some authority with them. But just in case I went from my landing page that booked directly into a triage call, I wanted to get clarity on that.
Correct. Exactly right. And honestly, even if they've just landed on a page which has a video of you and a triage call, there's still going to be something. But if they've watched a video series or they've been on a webinar, done. You totally asked the why me question. The moment they've seen you for more than 5 minutes, let's make that the rule. They're going to have some kind of opinion about why they decided to book in.
Excellent. Thank you.
You are the man, Coop. Let's get these videos smashed, shall we?
Yep.
Jonathan, let's do this. Asked a great question about keeping people on track. Just unmuted you. Hey, brother, how are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
So good. Any better, I'd be twins, as my brother used to say. All right, so what do you do or what do you say if you try to keep the conversation on track and they keep taking you off track? So that could be because of a couple of different things. Either they've got a different idea about what the conversation's about, like they think they're there for coffee and you think you're there for clients, like it could be like the intention could be off. Although if they book themselves in for a triage call and then a strategy session, then they should be pretty tight. Where do you think it starts to go off track?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm not thinking of any scenario in particular that I have in mind. I'm just thinking. I mean,
Like a
it
what
could
if
be
that
anything.
this happened to me?
Yeah, it could be anything or anything, But I'm just thinking, once it does go off track for whatever reason, how do I actually bring it back, and what do I say to, just
Right.
kind of reframe it and put them back in the framework that I want them to go through.
Yeah, so easy. So if I'm on a triage call and it starts to happen, it's really easy. And I'll do the strategy session version in a second. But if I'm on a triage call, the benefit of the triage call is that they know and you know that we've got 10 minutes.
Right.
And so I say, hey, Jonathan, it sounds really interesting. We've only got 10 minutes. I want to make sure that we make this as productive as we can. So let me just ask you again, question.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or, hey, we don't have a lot of time. I want to make sure this conversation is really useful for both of us. In 30 seconds or less, question, time frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're on the strategy session and it begins to go off track, I really like, and I've used a bunch of times myself, the interesting versus useful. So here's how I would say it word for word. I'd go, so when I work with my clients, we've got a rule. It's a distinction between interesting and useful conversations. We've got a rule that because when we talk, we want to make it as profitable and as we want to give you the biggest bang for your time. We only have conversations which are useful, not just conversations which are interesting. So if it feels like we're going off track, I might pause you and say, that sounds really interesting, but is it useful? And that's just your chance to go, you know what? No, let's get into the conversation that's useful. So I remind that, I would teach that once. It'll take you 20 seconds to explain. So this sounds really interesting. I'm not sure that it's useful. Let's get on track. Cool?
Yeah.
I think just having a rule about interesting versus useful allows the rule to be the boss, and you don't have to be such a, it's not you that's being rude. It's just like we've got a rule. We only have useful conversations, not interesting ones.
Right. So
Cool?
you're actually saying that before it even happens. So you're
No,
just kind of.
I won't say it before, but if it happens, like if I start to notice it going off track, I'll just say,
Okay.
hey, Jonathan, sorry to interrupt. We don't have a lot of time on this call. I want to make sure it's really, really focused and productive for you, so you walk out of here with an outcome. That means that even though there's lots of things we could talk about, we need to restrict our conversations to conversations which are useful, not just interesting. That's the rule I have with my clients. So
That's great. That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and feel free to just cut it off. It's completely okay. You're the boss. On American Idol, how the person auditions? If it's crap, what does Simon Cowell do with his hand?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's what he does. So you just do
Right.
that.
Right. Okay. I got it. Thanks,
Cool?
man. Yeah.
Pleasure,
Very
brother.
helpful. Thank you.
All right, pause, quick check-in. What have you learned so far just out of the chat with Coop and the chat with Jonathan about controlling a conversation? What did you just learn? What have you learned? Going to give you 10 seconds right now to type it in the box. What did you just learn about controlling a call? Useful versus interesting. Great. What else? It's easy to keep control of a call like that if you start strong, right? If you just start with, let's have a chat and see where this goes, you've got no right to take it back on control if it goes off track. Regardless, keep control. Yeah. By the way, I have most of my sales conversations standing up because my energy is better and I tend to be a little bit more antsy and a little bit less patient. I'm the boss, lead. We're talking on my terms, not led by the client. Yeah. David Sandler from the Sandler Sales Institute used to say, if you don't have a system for selling, you'll always be at the mercy of your prospect's system for buying. And most prospects' system for buying is get heaps and heaps of information and don't make any decisions, right? So we want a different system. Remind them of a time limit is a great redirect. Use the I would like to be respectful of your time. Diana, perfect. Exactly. Good job, gang. Helpful. Let's have a look. So what did we just talk about? We talked about interesting or useful. AJ asks a really good question about what to do if a client is unresponsive. AJ, how you doing?
Hey, Taki, what's going on?
Dude, I'm loving life, and I'm loving that you're loving yours.
Yeah, life is good. Very grateful right now.
That is awesome. So you wrote in here, what do you recommend for prospects that are non-revealing, like a little bit apprehensive or don't share a lot when you're trying to dig into their pain and their problem? They're not being open. How do you crack their shell? And so here's my hunch. And like you're dealing with your personal trainers, physical trainers, fitness dudes. And part of their, I could be completely wrong about this, mate. You're the exact opposite, I imagine, of what many of your guys are like. But lots of your guys are big bodies, not big talkers, right? And it's their job to be dude. If I'm wrong about any of this, please let me know. But their job is to lead the client, and so kind of showing weakness isn't a big part of their world. Am I right, or am I a little bit wrong?
No, you're on point with that. Yeah, they're very physical, kinesthetic, but they're not very expressive. But yeah, it's like a facade of I got all this figured out.
I got all my shit together, exactly. And so here's the deal. I reckon a little bit of framing up front for that is going to be really, really helpful. And so I've got this belief, mate, that you can get away with almost anything if you frame it right. And so one drop of pre-framing, and we'll talk about what that is and how to do it in a second, but like one drop of pre-framing at the start of the call makes up for like 10 minutes of hard work during the call trying to crack open a nut that doesn't want to open. Yeah? So here's how I might do it. There's a couple of things I do, something at the start and something kind of during. The first thing I would do is just say, dude, when you come to Black Belt, to the intensive, like in New York, and I have some slides at the start, and I say, before we get started, and I have the slide with the mask, and I say, drop it.
Yeah.
That's what we need for you. Not a slide, but that conversation. Right? Because what have I just did? When I do that and you agree to it, you've just said, for the next 2 days, I promise not to be a douchebag who hides behind their coolness.
Yeah.
Right? So when I build that slide, the question I ask is, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you is you've got to walk around all day looking successful or people don't hire you. What's the danger of that? Well, if you come into the room with I've got my act together and I don't have any problems, then you're never going to learn anything new. So I need to squash that bug. So we need to do that in the start of your call. And the way I would do that is just to say, listen, we've got 60 minutes together. Just like every good workout, the harder we push, the better results we're going to get. And so I need you to give, I'm going to give you everything I've got. I need you to do the same for me. Is that cool? Great. So that's the start. And then you say, so here's what I know. People come to you because they want the results that you've got. And so you're the answer man or the answer girl. The challenge with that is on a conversation like this, if we want to get you a great result, we need to be really honest, open, and real about what's actually going on in your gym or in your business right now. And so I just got to ask up front that you be completely open, transparent with me. Everything we say is 100% confidential. I won't, I'm not going to record this call. I'm not going to share it with anybody. I just need you to be gut level, brutally honest about how it's really going. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
Now, if you do that up front, how do you think they might respond?
Yeah, it's very powerful. I could see that. Verbally committing to be honest and authentic. So that right there is
It's
putting
a contract.
Wall, yeah.
And the moment somebody breaks the contract, you can remind them of it. Hey, remember at the start we said we're going to be raw? That's how this needs to be. Cool. So that's the first thing I do. The second thing is if they're being cagey, sometimes there's a chance that we've gone too deep, too fast. So we've made it not safe. So for example, on one of my webinars, AJ, I asked people how much money they're making right now and what they want their monthly income to be. That's a really personal question. And so before I even get to that, I have to ask a couple of safe questions first. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it might be worth, starting easy. So let's do this. Frame it up. Actually, let me draw. First thing we're going to do is we're going to frame. Bill W., the guy who started Alcoholics Anonymous, the 12-step program, says that all progress starts by telling the truth. So that's a good frame.
Yeah.
What can we do next? Well, we can start with a couple of easy questions and sort of ramp up into the tough, difficult, awkward stuff. And so let's say we ask a really simple question. So how long have you had the business for? And they'll say 5 years. All right, cool. And so the moment they answer and they do what you want, AJ, here's what you do. Imagine they're a puppy and you're training them. You want to give them a little Scooby snack and a little pat on the head.
Okay.
Right? Cool, man. That's great. So what have they just had? Now they've had an experience of you ask a question, they answer it, and it pays off well. And tell me a little about the specialty of your gym. Like what kind of people do you train? Or whatever I don't know the questions you'd ask, but it's like ask 2 questions. And that way they've had 2 or 3 examples of I've talked to AJ, I've opened up a little bit, it's gone really well, and then I can take them deep. Does that help?
Yeah, exactly. That's really good.
I think if we do that, you're going to be in a really good shape. Now, if they're still unwilling to answer, I've had that a couple of times. If they're still unwilling to answer, then the simple thing to do is, hey, I really want to help you, and I put aside the time, just like you have, to really get an outcome, and I'm asking questions so that I know how to best help, and I don't really feel like I'm getting how would you say it? I think you just have to as is it. Just say, hey man, I'm asking some questions because I really want to help you, and at the moment it feels like you're holding back from me. If you're not comfortable talking, it's completely okay, but I'm not going to be able to help. Is there something is there something stopping you from opening up to me, or is this just a conversation you don't want to have?
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Let's just call it.
Yeah. Just like be 100% brutally honest. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's called as is, which is just talking about how I'm asking these questions. It feels like you're not giving me a whole lot back. I really want to help you, but you're not giving me a lot to work with right now. And so if you don't want to have the conversation, that's completely okay with me. Why don't we just wrap it up now and we can both get on with our days? But if you do want to have the conversation, I'm going to need more from you. Is that cool?
Have
some fun with it, man. Be the coach.
Yeah. Let's call them out on it. Yeah, definitely.
Totally call them out on it. And that will respect you for it. It's just like, when you, let's say you're doing pull-ups. Right? And every pull-up's a rep, right? And if you get to if I'm supposed to pull up to here and I get to here, and then I drop back down, that's no rep. Do it again. They love that. You're just doing exactly what they do in their gym to them like this, and they'll love it.
No, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome analogy right there. Because, yeah, you're right. That's one thing they're doing all day long, correcting people on their form, calling them out when they're pigging out on their diet. So it's giving a taste of their own medicine.
And they will respect you and love you for it.
Great. Awesome.
These guys want to be hit a little bit harder, is my hunch. Cool?
Yeah, okay, cool. That was really helpful.
You're welcome, brother. Talk to you soon. Okay, quick pause. What'd you get out of that piece here? What's the lesson you just got about how to open somebody up or what to do if they're not responding like they could? I just want every couple of conversations, I'm going to pause and check in. I want to make sure you squeeze every drop of goodness out of these conversations. What is the lesson for you about this? Great conversation, says Chris. Frame it up front. Safe questions, then tough questions, says Chris. As ising. Yeah, call them on it. Yeah, as is, getting real. Completely. They're coming to you because they want a transformation. They don't want just the same conversation they have with everybody else. Relevance is something they know. Like it's like it's like you're giving me half squats here and you're not going full depth. Love that. Awesome, guys. This is great. All right, let's get into questions. Rocky says, I need some help getting clarity on my offer for the webinar. Love to do this. Rocky, can I unmute you, bro? And let's do this together.
Morning, Taki.
Rocky, hit me.
Hey, man.
How are you?
Taki, I think I know the answer to this, but I just want to get some clarity. You know, I have this program, The Accidental Counselor,
Yeah,
teaches
totally know.
counseling skills, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we're doing a Facebook ad to a magnet, and then we're going to promote a page, just like at the intensive. We're going to, do a video on a thank you page that offers the webinar. Now, on the webinar, I want to pitch my online accidental counselor course, right?
Yep.
But people access it in different ways, so they can come live to the events I hold, or they can invite me in-house. So I'm just thinking that I might be getting a lot of questions like, how can we do this for our team, or can I do it live, and the like. So I was thinking on the page that I give them options about, well, you can invite me in-house, or you can get the online course for your whole team, which is much more expensive, or you can buy it for yourself. But the thing is, mate, I don't want it to be confusing and then they do nothing, you know?
Yeah. So I think you know the answer. That sounds confusing and they will do nothing.
Yeah, thought so. So just
So the
offer one
question
thing.
is, yeah. So here's what I would do. Presumably, if you come to my school and you run it for me, it's going to be at a premium price, yeah?
Yep.
Great. So, and then the offer is either buy a copy for everyone in your school. Is that right? Or for several people in your school.
Nice.
Is that
Yes.
the two
That's right.
options you talked about?
That's it. That's it. Yeah, they can, and
Is that
they
right?
can come, you know.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
right.
cool.
You
So
can
here's what I
buy
would
it.
do. Yep. So, dude,
Yeah,
I
no,
think the answer is really
go ahead.
straightforward. The offer is going to have, the webinar is going to have one offer, and the offer is buy my course online, and that's it.
Right.
What I would do in the webinar, if you want people to know that hiring you to come in and do it at a premium price is an option, then mention that in one of the content chunks in the webinar, right?
Yep.
So you just go, so I was at a school. You know, one of your case study examples could be you in a school. I was in a school the other day. Yeah, one of the things that I do is schools hire me to teach this accidental counselor program to their staff, and it's this much per day. And By the way, if you want to talk about that, just message me in the comments and say, can you come to our school? ? And put your phone number, and I'll follow up with you after the webinar. So you've done that.
Perfect.
And you do that early on, like in the second content chunk, right, or the first. And then at the end, the offer for the webinar is just buy my course online, and we're done.
Nice.
Cool.
Really nice, Taki. Thanks, mate. Yep.
Yeah. So I think the lesson is.
I thought that was.
Yeah. No, I think
I
you
thought
knew, and we just needed some language around how to do it, so you didn't feel like you missed out.
Totally got it. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So here's the solution. Seed big stuff and sell little stuff. First step. There's no point doing a webinar which says come and deliver this to my school if somebody on the webinar could be in Perth and somebody else could be in Malaysia. Just see that you can.
Yep.
That's one of the things you do. But the webinar's job is really to sell the online course, and any bookings you get would be bonus because really leverage is the thing that you want.
Now, Taki, one more thing, mate. So the online course is $300 if they buy it, but it's $2,000 if they buy it for the whole school. Again, I just pitched one.
Yeah, you totally pitch one. What I would do is I'd pitch one, and on the thank you page, I'd have an upsell for buy it for the school. Actually, I don't even know if I would because the person on the line is going to be the teacher. They're probably not going to have buying authority to buy it for everybody, are they?
Yeah. No, that's right.
So if
they won't.
Yeah. So let me just make sure I'm clear. If I'm on this webinar with you, I'm a teacher or a principal? I could be either, but I'm more likely to be a teacher, right?
That's right. And also, yeah, that's right.
And is the teacher more likely to buy it with their credit card or with the school credit card?
With their credit card.
Yeah. So there's no way they're going to sign up for $2,000 in the hope that the principal reimburses them.
Right, that's right. And if it's going to be $2,000, it'll be a different process. It'll be like, let's have a conversation or something like that. But then I'm confusing them and giving them too many options.
Yeah. So again, just sell the $300 course, and then maybe you've got a little follow-up system or a phone call which goes out to everyone who buys. You can have a chat about, would you like us to come and do this? Would you like access for everyone in your school?
Taki, I just got an idea. What if they buy it and a follow-up thing is if your school decided to hire me to come in, I could give them a refund on that or something, or, reimburse it or something like
exactly
that.
Right. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Okay, so the webinar is one offer, and anything else should be sort of follow-up stuff. Keep it clean on the webinar.
Mentioned as an by the way, and by the way, what's great about that is if you say, for me to come into your school costs, I'm going to make up a number, $10,000.
Yep.
Maybe it's more, maybe it's less, whatever it is.
Yep.
And the offer today is $300. It just made $300 seem a whole lot smaller.
Yeah, perfect. Now, how do you get that iPad up on your screen?
Dude, it's really easy. On my iPad here, I've got Paper 53, which is just a drawing app.
Yeah, I've got that app.
This thing here?
Yeah, I've got it.
Good. Yep. On my computer, I use a program called Reflector, reflectorapp.com. Yeah, reflectorapp.com is the website. It's cost you $15 or $16. It's for Mac or PC, and it just, as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi network, it beams the two together. Cool?
Perfect, Keith. Thanks, mate.
You're the man. Talk to you soon.
See ya.
See you, dude. Well done. Great. Diana, I will watch the attraction traffic intensive this weekend. Big picture strategy for Facebook campaign for small business owners with people pains. Love this. Diana, going to help right now. Hey, Diana, Taki here. How you doing?
Hello, I'm well. You hear me?
Awesome. So let's talk about Facebook. So big picture, really straightforward. 4-ish steps. Cool? So it goes like this. Let's hope it's 4, because I've just drawn a triangle with 4 lines in it, and if it's more, then my picture's going to look stupid. So first thing is targeting. So this is about it's about market.
Right.
So we just need to zoom in on who are the, where is the best place to advertise. In other words, whose fans, whose followers, whose likes are we going to target in on? So we might go, if I'm a small business owner, if I'm a small business owner in a certain market, who else might I like? Are there any big name gurus in your space that they might like, or any any books that they've read, any pages they've followed, like, or gurus that they follow? So that's the first thing, and they don't have to be in your space. If it's just small business owners, it might be accounting software that they use, or they like,
okay,
I don't know,
like
Zig Ziglar. You know what I mean? Just like any.
Right.
Who do
okay.
they like?
QuickBooks or what am I thinking?
Yeah, QuickBooks
Ink
Zero, blah, blah,
Magazine,
blah.
Ink Magazine, Form, something like
Correct.
that. Okay.
Perfect. Yep, exactly
Okay.
right. And so we're going to target that in, and in the videos that you're about to watch, you'll learn exactly how to do it. And there's a worksheet which will help you narrow it down. Okay. So that's first, market. Second thing is message, and specifically it comes down to, okay, so what are the other people in my space saying, and what do I need to say that makes me stand out? You know, what's my kind of my angle here? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Again, the videos will help you do it, but we're just going to go,
Okay.
great. So if this is what everybody else says, how do I, what do I need to say here that makes me stand out?
Okay. Now, can I ask a clarifying
Yeah, of
question?
course. Yeah.
Everybody else, and I'm putting air quotes, in my space are people that say, you need an HR, like ADP, there's consultants, or no one has I don't think there's anything out there for an actual system like I have.
Yeah.
Okay, so nobody's put the pieces together like I have in
Perfect.
my people plan. So the
That's
message
great.
is,
Message
they're
is
not
don't spend
looking
a
for what I
fortune on
have because
X, Y, Z.
they don't know
Get
it
it?
exists. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can.
Okay.
You've still got a really
Touch
clear
on the
problem and
pains.
promise that you make,
Okay.
and you can
Okay.
eliminate alternatives. You'll be sweet.
Okay,
You'll be
great.
100%.
I hope so.
So we've got market, then we've got message. Like, what do we need to say? The third piece is magnet. So we need to build a lead magnet that is attractive to these guys.
Okay, so I have 6
And
or 7.
beg your pardon? You've got
I
six,
have
did you
6 or
say?
7. Yeah, ready to go.
Cool. Well, we're just going to test a whole bunch of those, right, and work out
Throw
which
'em
ones
all
seem to
out there.
pull better than others. And finally, we've got the mechanism, which is funnel, right? So we're going to go add to landing page.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is usually mechanism is, a little bit like what we did back here. Add to landing page where we get our lead magnet. What happens on the thank you page? Where do we take them from there? So that's just kind of mapping out the funnel. In terms of the actual your ad creation, which is in here. So this is the ad. It's the landing page. It's the thank you page, etc.
Yeah.
There are step-by-step, basically what am I trying to say, dude? I've just had a mental blank. Worksheets is the word I was looking for. Thank you. With the anatomy of an ad. So it takes a successful ad, breaks it down step by step, and then the next page is, okay, model this, make yours.
Okay.
And then there's a landing page builder, which is, this is what a good landing page looks like. Model that, build yours. If you want some help on this right away, the new course that we've just built, the 6-figure Launchpad,
Mm-hmm.
it's module 4. Module 4 goes deep into Facebook. It's run by Nick, the same guy who ran the live presentation. But because we're able to do screen capture, it might even be more easier for you to follow. So I jump into that. We just recorded it like 2 weeks ago, so I couldn't recommend it while we're in New York, but now we have, and it'll be really handy for you.
Great.
Cool?
All right.
All right, dude. This is just the big picture overview, and that video will walk you through the pieces. The one there plus the ones from the traffic intensive day 1. You'll do great.
Traffic intensive day 1. All right, I will
day 1.
get to work on studying up. Thank you.
No worries, dude. Catch you later.
Okay, bye.
James Cooper. James Cooper with the legal question off the top rope. Taki, question on copyright, fair use of images in your webinar. I know you used Simon Cowell in your lead magnet. What's the tightrope when you use famous people or movie stills in slides for educating? I have no idea. I'm not a lawyer. I've never played one on TV, and frankly, I don't even watch Law and Order that much. So I don't have an answer. If you do what that guy says. Coop, I'd love to give you mine, I just don't know. AJ, being in black belt, my client results have gone through the roof. I made a case studies page. Awesome. Do you want me to? I guess that's for me to have a look at. Let me have a quick look. I'll bring it up off the screen, AJ, and if I think there's something that I could do to help you with that, then I'll message you, okay? Oh, where can I promote it besides autoresponders? Dude, on the side of your blog for a start, you can mention it in your podcast, which is blowing up on iTunes. you could totally make it a video course. You could have it that people look at that page before before their triage, in between the triage call and the strategy session with you. Chris says, I really love, this is from a while ago, Chris, so I apologize that it's taken so long to get to this bit. I really like interesting versus useful. Do you do the why me, why now in a triage call and then a second time when you do the strategy session? Yeah, I do it both times. Usually for me, there's like a week in between, and I totally do it twice. It sounds superfluous, but it just helps them get grounded that we're here to solve a problem. So I totally do it both times. And if you're nervous about it, just say, hey, we talked about this a little bit last time we spoke, but I want to get really, really clear again. Why now? Why me? Cool? James Cooper, relating to your answer with AJ, I see some people put an online questionnaire before the triage call, and in the questionnaire it says, how much do you earn monthly, how much do you want to earn? I do that. Since this isn't a safe question, should I not ask that? No, you should totally ask that. It's going to help you filter people out. If their income matters to you. Now, in Black Belt, if people are doing less than 10K a month, we don't let them apply, right? So it's important that I know what their current dollars is. If that's not a factor for you, then don't ask it. Perfect. Chris, you're welcome. James, Coop, that's all I got. Luis, what's the app for the iPad again? Paper by 53. So if you have a look at this icon right here, I'm wiggling it around with my finger. Hopefully it'll move on your screen shortly. It seems to be taking a little while. I don't know quite why. There you go, that one. Paper 53, that's the app that you want. Awesome. So guys, let's do this. We've done great work today. We've smashed it pretty hard. What I want to know is, from what we've talked about today, and let's just do a quick recap. We started off by talking about the strong start, how to start a conversation in a way that you made sure that it finished well. We talked about why now and why me with Coop, and if you don't have a really strong why me, then going to why now is fine. By the way, there's a little bit of a delay here between my iPad and this, so I apologize. We talked about the distinction between interested users to keep conversations on track and get out of the fluff zone as quickly as we can. We talked about how to frame up and have people go, be more revealing and open in their conversations. And we talked about framing it up front. All progress starts by telling the truth, by ramping into it with safe question, deeper question, deep question. And then if they're still not, just as is and just calling them on it and giving them an opportunity to step up or step out. With Rocky, we talked about the funnel, and specifically what do I offer at the end of my webinar and what the funnel might look like. So the question I've got for you while I'm going through this quick recap is, what's been most helpful for you today? We talked about if there's a big thing that you want to see and sell the thing that you really want to sell. One thing I was going to add to that, but I didn't, is on your order form, Todd Herman just did a big launch, a little bit over $500,000, and he had two options. He had, buy the course plus 3 coaching sessions, and it was 10 grand. Or he had just buy the thing, buy the course, and it was. Now, what did that do? That price anchored, $1,900 is cheap compared to 10 grand. Yeah, that was on his order form. So you could totally do that as well. And some people are going to take it, just like they did, Rocky, with Todd. We talked with Diana about the overview of the Facebook ad process, and that's kind of what we covered today. So what I want to know is what's been most useful for you. Clarity in the offer and my languaging. Great input on what to seed versus sell on the webinar. Any thoughts on how to seed the main program in the free video series? Yeah, I totally do. We'll jump into that in one sec. Seed the webinar with high ticket service and products. Rocky, yeah, I love that too. How and what to seed in the main program in the video series. Well, so the what to seed is really easy. There are multiple pieces you can seed. You can seed 6 or 7 things. You can seed objections. Oops. You can seed logistics, so parts of your program, like the live event. Yeah, you can seed logistics. You can seed content topics. If there are other people involved in delivering your program, you can seed the people. So for example, in Million Dollar Coach, it's really important for me to seed Adam so that people know, people know what, when they book in for a call with him or when they find out that the first session is with Adam, they're not like, who's this Adam guy? I really want Taki. So you can seed people. You can seed sexy tools. Like if you have a webinar slide deck or a particular spreadsheet that you use or any kind of the tools that you use, you can seed those. And of course you can seed stories, your client wins. So they're the 6 things that I would seed, or the 6 things that you can seed. Now in a video course, in each video you've maybe got time to do a couple of those. And if you want to know how to put together a really good 4-part video course, then the funnel building intensive day 1, video 3, pretty sure it is the one about how to script a series. And in there, built in, is case studies, content topics, just by virtue of what you teach, etc. So they're the kind of the main 2 obvious ones to teach. You story away objections, and you can story logistics, and you can story people really easily. Yeah? So how do you do it? You just tell a story of a client in the proof piece, and you mentioned the objection that they had to signing up with you. They were really worried that it was going to cost too much. But in the end, they decided, you know what? It's actually costing me more not to get this figured, so they just jumped in. And we were at the live event together, logistics. We're at the live event together, and they had this big shift, this big breakthrough, and they work out the plan, and bam, happened. So what have I done? I've told a story. I've told them about the event, right? And I've handled their objection all in one go. So that's how I do it, Diana. You're welcome. All right, guys, listen, this has been really fun today. Great to hang out. Let's call this webinar today done. AJ, I've had a look at your page. I'll send you some comments offline. But here, let me just have a little bit of a look, and then I'll come back to you. Dude, this has been really fun. The last thing we need to do is we need to take this from concept and idea and excitement into action plan. So really straightforward. I'm going to remind you of 2 things right now. Please stay with me. Watch the screen right now. You gotta absolutely 100% must do what I'm about to say, or I will hunt you down personally. At the Black Belt Intensive, if you were there, we whipped out this thing called the Project Placemat. First thing I need you to do is to stick it on your wall if it's not already there. On your wall, near your computer, somewhere where you can see it regularly. I know some black belts put it on the back of their toilet door, bathroom door. If that's your thing, cool. For me, I'd rather put it in my workspace, but whatever. And you need to be looking at it every day. Every week, you're going to put a new post-it note on it. But I'm going to ask you 2 questions right now. Ready? 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 2 questions. I want you to answer these now in the question box. First question is, what progress have you made on your project placemat, your 3 projects so far? Okay, going to give you 20 seconds. What progress have you made? Every single one of you who was there needs to answer this right now. This is not an ask or hope for responsiveness. I'm demanding it. Okay, so what progress have you made towards your project placemat? And even if the progress you've made is I've stuck it on my wall, that's cool. If the progress you've made is I've just remembered to stick it on my wall, it's not as cool, but it's okay, right? What progress have you made? Luis says no progress. Dude, Luis, there's no point coming to New York and then not doing the work. If you've still got it, stick it on the wall. If you need another copy, message us and we'll get you the PDF. Coop. Quincy, I know you're on the line. Can you get James Cooper the link to download the PDF of the project placement. Coop, when you get it, print it out as big as you can at your local Kinko's. We do A2, which is an Australian poster size, but however big you can, it'd be great, or maybe A1. Print it out big, stick it on your wall. Got my podcast to the top of iTunes. AJ, lovely. Created my Facebook ad and film video for my thank you page. Rocky, awesome. Program launch, content is on track for the end of summer. Luis, I said it with love. I want you to win, bro. You're only going to win if you do the, you can't pay someone else to do your sit-ups for you. Project 1 I've completed, more than expected for this week. Fantastic. I hit my income goal. Finished bait piece. Got clarity from my game plan with Taki. Now we're trying to complete the magnet. Awesome. Bought a graphic creation tool for online ads, quotes, promotions that have formats for Facebook, Twitter. Paula, great. Cool. So that's what progress you've made. Luis, doesn't matter. Next question. Like the fact that you don't have progress and you've just answered that is exactly the right. That's all we needed from this. What progress have I made? Number 2, what's next? So if you think about this next week, it's Friday here in Sydney right now, right? It's probably Thursday where some of you are in the world. If there were 3 actions you could take to move yourself forward next week, what would the 3 actions be? Again, I'm going to give you 30 seconds right now to type into the box. What are 3 actions you can take next week to move those projects forward? Either to move one project way forward or move them all a little bit forward, however you work. I'm a big one project at a time guy, so however that works for you. What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? If you had 3 things you could do, something little, easy to get you started, something a little bit more meaty, and then something more of a stretch. 3 actions you can take this week to move yourself significantly forward. So that in a week's time, when you look back, or when you get on the weekly Sherpa, you can say, here's what I've done, and feel proud of it. What would they be? AJ, I remember when you first joined Black Belt, you said to Adam, I don't know what it is with you guys. It's like you hypnotize us or something. I'm just doing all this stuff now. We don't hypnotize, but I just want to hold your own possibility in front of you and invite you to step into it. That's really what I want to do. Finish my videos, get them edited. Conversion webinar, all set to drive Facebook traffic. Finish my magnet, create my bait piece. Perfect. Speaking of the conference, going to kick ass and get some leads. AJ, use lead digits. If you use lead pages, use lead digits and have everybody at the event text in for a copy. You'll get the email address of almost every single person in the room. If you're not sure what that means, message me in the Facebook group and I'll answer it for anybody who wants to know. Run my email sequence and hand over the project to Carl to detect. Great. Post it 3 for the week. Complete new selling webinar slide deck. Great. Buy a CRM and then learn it. Paula, I'll give you a link in Facebook group for the CRM I recommend if you're getting started. Perfect. Luis, by the way, said with love. Like, dude, we've had dinner together and even ice cream together in Sydney, so we're holy brothers, right? I care about you heaps, man. I really want you to smash it. And so let's make this week a progress week, okay? Love you too, no worries, great. By the way, that ice cream was really good. Messina. All right, guys, listen. You got your 3 for the week. If you've got a Post-it note handy, grab a photo of it, stick it up early inside the Facebook group so you know what to do. Stick that on the bottom right-hand side of your project placemat, right down there in the bottom corner. Cool? Listen, it's been so fun hanging out today. I really love helping you take the next step. I love answering the questions. More importantly, you know what I love? I love that what I do helps you do what you do for the people who really need it. So don't give up on yourself this week. Do it for them if you won't do it for you. Cool? You've got 3 actions to take. Make them happen this week. Be awesome. Be hungry. If 610 Seth Ellsworth was here, he'd say, go, fight, win. Come back in 7 days and tell us about it. Okay? Post your progress, your questions, anything else in the Facebook group. It's been an absolute joy hanging out today. Love working with you and make big things happen. Okay? Thank you for being awesome. Quincy, thank you for being here. I'll talk to you soon. Coop, you're welcome. Rocky, thank you. Minus 30 degrees Celsius in Buffalo. Holy crap, 30 degrees Celsius. That's awesome. Nice and hot. Love that. Plus 30, much better. All right, guys, take good care. Talk to you soon. Yeah, I'll put some CRM details in the Facebook group.